Welcome to Anita's Joint, hashtag extendAJoint, where every day is payday, baby. You're tuned in. It's your girl, Anita Flying High. And we are reading once again Numbered Games 9/11 to Coronavirus by Zachary K. Hubbard. Shout out to Zach. You can check out his YouTube page on Gematria Effect News 22 and Gematria Effect Sports. I'm so grateful to have come across him and really helped me. And I'm really grateful that he's written this book. This is his second book. He's written another book, Number Games. I got to see how I can get that one as well. But we're going to be reading chapter 13. We are almost finished with the book. So let me just go ahead and share my screen with you all, and we'll get started. Hope everyone's been well, enjoying their day, their Venus day. All right, so we are reading chapter 13, Nadia Tiger, King in the Year of the Tiger, 2022. That's a couple, well, depending on if you follow the astrology, we're in, Leo season. So we're not halfway through we're not halfway through the calendar yet, based upon the zodiac. But based upon their Gregorian calendar, which we know they do heavy rituals and spells, 2022 is, we're already past, we're in July. Well, we're in August. So we only got maybe a couple, like 4 more months, and then it'll be 2022, yeah? Based upon their calendar. But anyways, let's get started. Chapter 13 once again. Nadia Tiger King, and the year of the Tiger, 2022. All right. On April 5th, 2020, headlines read, Nadia the Tiger tests positive for coronavirus. As you might imagine or even recall, as you can imagine or even recall, it was a story about a tiger at the Bronx Zoo, becoming the first animal in the nation to test positive for a deadly virus. To begin with why this matters, tiger sums to 201 with Jewish Gematria, and keep in mind that Bronx isn't too far from the 201 area code in New Jersey, and Bronx isn't too far from the 201 area code in New Jersey that houses the majority of the pharmaceutical giants of the world that stand to benefit a great deal from a coronavirus vaccine, especially if it becomes something that is required and annually. Of course, those requirements would be based on how bad the pandemic is, or at least believed to be. Furthermore, regarding the April 5th date of the news, it can be written 5/4, similar to 5/4 as the Jesuit order, or as 4/5, similar to 45 in the time of the 45th president, and connecting to Holy Bible as well as Gutenberg, equating to 45, as in the first printed Bible, in the Gutenberg Bible, and reminding us how the King James Version was published in 1611, the year King James turned 45 years old. This part about the Holy Bible is crucial because Nadia the Tiger sums to 212 with simple English, the same as Revelation, the concluding text of the Bible, wherein the story of the mark of the beast is to be taken, 666, if you want to buy or sell. And because of our gained wisdom, we know that vaccination equates to 666. Adding to this Revelation riddle, it is in fact that Revelation sums to 49 with Pythagorean Gematria, and the story broke on the date with 49 numerology, 4/5/2020. 4 plus 5 plus 20 plus 20 equals 49. Adding further is that Nadia is considered a beast, and her news story was a riddle, not unlike Revelations 13:18, a Greek isopophy riddle about the mark of the beast that requires wisdom to calculate, and to do that. Cheers. shit. Oh, my bad. In light of Revelations being part of the Christian section of the Bible, it is important to remind ourselves that both Christianity and coronavirus equate to 155 with simple English. Let us not forget that the Clyde X simulation of May 15th or 15/5, 666 or 666 days before the pandemic was declared. And regarding the number 155, it is symbolic in the story for numerous reasons. For one, the facility Nadia was housed at, the Wildlife Conservation Society, equates to 155 with reverse Pythagorean. At the same time, it sums to 331 with simple English, the 67th prime number, corresponding with Nadia the tiger, equating to 67 with Pythagorean, and Wuhan summoning to 67 with simple English. Let us not forget 67 is the 19th prime, and 19 is the number of chaos, as in order out of chaos. I should also note that 67th Blinderberg Conference took place in Switzerland not long before the pandemic began. That was declared from Switzerland. If you're not familiar with the Blinderberg conference, it began in 1951. I'm sorry, 51. It began in 1954. Emphasized on 54, and it was where world banking, industry, and media elite gather annually to plot against humanity. As for the next big 155, it is the fact that International Tiger Day, a real thing, falls on July 29th every single year, the day leaving 155 days in the Gregorian year. Making this all more interesting, in 2020, July 29th was the first year of Tisha B'Av, just as it was in 2001, 19 years earlier. For one last detail on Nadia, she has described, excuse me, for one last detail of Nadia, she was described as a Mayana tiger, equating to 54 and 72 with Pythagorean methods, the same as Jesuit order. And similar to how sun equates to 54 with simple English, and also similar to the date of the news, April 5th or 5/4. It is a reminder all these rituals are time-based and a tribute to our past as well as It is a reminder all of these rituals are time-based and in tribute to our past as well as where we are going, or better yet, where we are being taken. As we move ahead in this chapter, I will get to the point about how the Cabal are signaling the coming year of 2022, the Chinese Year of the Tiger, that ends at the start of 2023, thus 2022 to 2023, corresponding with how Wuhan has Pythagorean values of 2 and 2 and how they are signaling this through rituals such as Nadia summoning 220 with Pythagorean, a coming story in 2020. A story coming in 2020. All right. Shortly after the story of Nadia, Pink the singer, born Alicia Moore, equating to 56 and 70 in the exact same way as coronavirus, told the story of how her and her 3-year-old son have been battling the illness. As you recall, 3 equates to 56 with simple English, the same as Zoo, where Nadia was diagnosed. The image the majority of the mainstream media chose to show when the news broke was Pink holding her child, who was dressed in a toddler's jacket with a tiger emblem clearly on the front of it. In the details of the story, It was reported how her son carried a 102-degree fever for 2 straight weeks. A reminder for all those listening to practice social distancing, summoning to 102, the same as Wuhan in China. Days after that, ESPN reported on April 7, 2020, how Tiger Woods was enjoying his annual Masters dinner, quarantine style, with emphasis on the phrase as the media so often does, when there's a key numbers behind it. Case in point, quarantine style sums to 201 with simple English, similar to how Tiger sums to 201 with Jewish Gematria. And yes, for the record, I helped people win a fortune with the 2019 Masters that Tiger won by showing how it was in the bag for Tiger to win, nearly a year in advance. How? For starters, the name Tiger Woods sums to 54 with the name Tiger Woods sums to 54 with both Pythagorean methods. Similar to how Jesuit order sums to 54 and 144, combining perfectly with the 2019 Masters end date won by Tiger Woods on Sunday, April 14th, or 1 or 14/4, an infamous date in history for the Jesuits who are credited with the assassination of Lincoln, April 14th, 1865. And for those familiar with the golf superstar, consider how Tiger always wears red and black on Sundays, the colors of the Jesuits, and in many regards, the Catholic Church itself. The bigger giveaway that the tournament was in the bag for Tiger was that the 2019 Masters tournament was 22 years after Tiger won his first Masters in '97, and 11 years after he won his first major, where the master numbers are 11 and 22. Plus, golf sums to 22 in Pythagorean, the same as master, and the same as Woods. To take it to the next level, April 14th was 105 days after Tiger's birthday, the 14th triangular number, and golf equates to 14 with reverse Pythagorean, similar to slave with Pythagorean. I bring up the word slave because the tournament began April 11, 2019, 102 days after Tiger's birthday, corresponding with the gematria of slavery, equating to 102, and the fact that America's Civil War began April 12, 1861, the 102nd day of the year, and began that Civil War, and beyond that, Civil War equates to 43. Well, what is the 14th prime number? And Tiger Woods was 43 years old at the time of the 2019 Masters win. The final piece was that April 14th could be expressed as Tiger Woods' 106th day of his age, corresponding with the gematria of both black and prophecy. And while we're at it, Black Lives Matter. This mattered in 2019 because of August 20th of the year's months after the month. This mattered in 2019 because on August 20th of that year, months after the Masters golf tournament concluded, the 400-year prophecy from Acts 7:6 was fulfilled. And keep in mind, both the names, Tiger and Woods, as well as the words slave and master, equate to 76. It was for the reason we were also able to call the Virginia Cavaliers winning the college basketball championship at the start of February in 2019 during Black History Month. When we connected the dot that the first slaves to arrive in America arrived at Point Comfort, Virginia, on the James River, explaining why so many politicians in the state were accused of wearing blackface. And not to be a broken record, but I promise you, you'll never look pat. And not to be a broken record, but I promise you, you'll never look at sports and news the same way again. Because from this day forward, you have the knowledge to see through the scripted rituals that are intertwined, that are working through the cabal. And better yet, you can see them before they come. Continuing with the number 76 on April 7, 2020, the day of the news of Tiger Woods' quarantine-style dinner, Wuhan, China ended their lockdown after 76 days. Again, another ti- another tribute to Tiger, summoning to 76 as in the Chinese Year of the Tiger. And keep in mind, Tiger Woods is of African and Asian descent. Also considered that the lockdown in Wuhan had begun on the 23rd of January, a fitting date since Wuhan sums to 23 with reverse Pythagorean. At the same time, outbreak sums to 123 and 51 in Gematria, and Wuhan, China also sums to 51, meaning that between the day January 23rd or 1/23 and the location summoning to 51, both outbreak numbers were covered, adding to the list of words with the same numbers associated up. Adding to the list of words with the same numbers association. Conspiracy equates to 123 and 51. And that is what this was. Woo. Yes, I don't look at sports the same. I still try to enjoy, but I don't look at them the same. And then I'm like, okay, well, fuck, we got some major tournaments. It's like, let's see if I can predict some of these major tournaments correctly when it comes to football, right? The details about 51 and 123 remind us that on March 10th, 2020, the 25th year anniversary of the release of the film Outbreak, having a plot involving a viral outbreak in the US and the military being deployed to a small suburban town to contain the spread of the virus. Andrew Cuomo, the 56th governor of New York, deployed the National Guard, equating to 56 in Pythagorean, the same as coronavirus, on the town of New Rochelle, summoning to 51 in reverse Pythagorean, the same as outbreak. Furthermore, he said the troops would arrive there March 12th or 12/3, not unlike 123. Keep in mind, March 12th, 2020, the day of his announcement, was the 70th day of the leap year, and coronavirus sums to 70 with reverse Pythagorean. As we know, 56 connects to Society of Jesus, and 70 connects to the Vatican. And 70 connects to Vatican. Consider that Rochelle also sums to 177 like the Jesuit order, and March 12th was the 72nd day of the year, corresponding with Jesuit order, making those responsible for the ritual all the more clear. Governor Cuomo, born December 6, 1957, uh, was on his 96th. Governor Cuomo, born December 6, 1957, was on his 96th day of his age of New Rochelle, New York, equating to 96 with Pythagorean. Similar to how Corona sums to 96 with reverse simple, As we have learned, the divisors of 42 sum to 96, and the word Jesuit sums to 42, whereas Freemason sums to 42 and 96. You could also say the incident was 95 days after his birthday, reminding us of the 1995, reminding us of 1995, the year Outbreak released, the year of the first military war games in Rome, as well as the fact that the Jesuits were formed in were formed to counter the 95 thesis on the subject. On the subject of 95, and for a related tangent for all the New York Yankee fans out there, please note MLB star Garrett Cole picked up his 95th career regular season win in his Yankees debut in the first game of the coronavirus shortened season, July 23rd, 2020, by defeating the Washington Nationals in Washington, D.C., equating to 187, the same as New York Yankees and Society of Jesus. And keep in mind, the Washington Nationals just won the 115th World Series by the numbers that concluded last season. And as we know, DC is a Jesuit stronghold, to say the least. And making the ritual all more perfect, Cole's birthday is September 8th, the one the Catholic Church celebrates as the birth. Oh, keep in mind, and making the ritual all more perfect, Cole's birthday is September 8th, the one that the Catholic Church celebrates as the Virgin Mary's birthday. That is also 251, or the 251st day of the year, the 54th prime number, connecting the gematria of baseball as well as Jesuit order. Furthermore, the game um, Furthermore, the game was on his 320th day of his age, corresponding with Roman Catholic Church. And for one more fastball, right down the pipe, before we get back on topic, you can now understand why Roger Maris hit 61 home runs in 1961, where 61 is the 18 prime number, and both baseball and IHS equate to 18 with Pythagorean. Of course, he was playing for the Yankees, a name equating to 26, like game and God, where the latter word sums to 61 with Jewish gematria, and should remind you of the 61 circles that make up the flower of life in sacred geometry. Of course, a circle in its three-dimensional form is involved. As for the year 1995, and getting back on topic, when Outbreak came out, as a reminder, it was the year Bill Gates declared the world. Oh, as for the year 1995, and getting back on topic, when Outbreak came out, as a reminder, it was the year Bill Gates was declared the world's richest man, and Amazon came into existence. And Amazon came into existence. The company that is on its way to what Kurt Vonnegut predicted over 50 years ago, the one company to own all things. As we know, 95 matters to the Jesuits, recognized by Rome, and on the day leaving 95 days left in a year to counteract the 95 thesis. And for one and for one last thought on Cuomo's new Rochelle ritual, both Morgan Freeman and Dustin Hoffman, the stars of Outbreak, were 82 years old at the time, corresponding with the gematria of COVID-19, equated to 82. and the fact that the Jesuit-educated Cuomo would go on an issue to say, oh, and the educated, and in fact that Jesuit-educated Cuomo would go on to issue stay-at-home orders for New York, beginning March 22nd, 2020, and beginning March 22nd, 2020, the 82nd day of the year. I should also note for his efforts, his name began trending on Twitter with hashtag President Promo, a hashtag having Gematria of 69, 177, and 201, in the same ciphers as the Jesuit order. Thus, it is fitting for the Jesuit-educated politician. And sadly, it is showed that if you manipulate your own people, as Cuomo did in this Aurelian society we're living in, you can still be loved. Not by the truth seekers, not by the ones that can fucking see. Woo! Excuse me. Got me some Sprite, some tea and lemon, some water. Well, it's Sprite, lemon, lime. Sprite, lemon, lime, water, tea, lemon, and honey. Because we got another chapter after this. So it's because we all have roles to play. Because we all have roles to play in helping the awakening in any way, shape, or form that we go about doing it. I get to hear, because I tune into different people, I get to hear their different aspects of tackling, the matrix and helping people wake up. And it is really good to just be aware of. Like I said, just reminds you, there's a lot of us out here that have the truth, that know the truth, that see the truth. Just our messages are different, but there's a general message of we have forces that are working against us, unseen and seen, that do not want us to know that don't want us to know our power, and they use their spirituality, which we all have access to, and to dictate the world that we live in. And the more the people can become aware of this, the more we can take the power, because we have the power, not just a couple fucking people. You know what I'm saying? But like we always say, there's 7 billion of us. We would like at least 7 billion to be awake, and then at least. But if there's still a lot of people still asleep, right? Anyways, it was shortly after this same time, March 21st, that Samuel L. Jackson was a guest on Jimmy Kimmel's nightly entertainment program that typically broadcasts from the Masonic Temple of Hollywood. On there, he read the book, Stay the Fucking Home, with a tiger drawn on the cover, and a title summoning to 201 in simple English. The title also has the gematria of 66, 87, and 258, the exact same as number of the beast. Keep in mind, Corona sums to 66 with simple English, and Samuel L. Jackson sums to 87, showing further why he was chosen for this ritual. The actor's name also equates to 222, similar to 2022, the year of the tiger, the same as Wuhan coronavirus, and reminding us of the massive ritual with the pandemic being declared on March 11th, 2020, 222 months after September 11th, 2001. On the subject of 9/11, If you watched a clip of Samuel L. Jackson reading the nicely titled book, you see the actor has the long you'll see that the actor has the long kiss goodnight movie poster above his shoulder that he once starred in. If you have not if you if you have never seen this movie, I won't ruin it for you, but I promise you your jaw will hit the floor in light of the dialogue that has came before September 11th, 2001. Trust me, you won't miss that. Okay, trust me, you won't miss what I intend for you to see and watch. Oh shit. Trust me, you won't miss what I intend for you to see and hear it if you watch. That same film released October 11th, 1996, nearly 5 years earlier, a date with 136 numerology, the 16th triangular number, reminding us of reminding us of the 16th tarot card, the Tower. Trust me, after you watch the film and you hear the dialogue that is so specific to what took place at September 11th, 2001, you won't believe it even after you watch it. And then to see how they use Samuel L. Jackson in the ritual, it is so twisted. Then again, he is the villain in Glass, the film we discussed earlier, where he intends to destroy Osaka Towers in the terrorist attacks on the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. And for one last stat on the book Samuel L. Jackson was reading, and to build on our 155 or 155 coronavirus pattern, the author of Stay the Fuck at Home, Adam Mann's Batch, has a subname summoning to 155 with reverse simple English. As a reminder, as a reminder, the number 155 is where we stated. Oh, is where we started in the chapter with the story of Nadia the tiger. At the 155 location, something that relates to the book cover. Oh, living. Oh, sorry, my bad. Damn. Fuck you. Oh, let me get. I had to turn off the AC. I think that's what's kind of making my nose running. Okay. Damn, all these fucking movies. Like have a movie night of all the fuckery. Where do you start? Where do you start in all these movies? Right? It's so fucked up. Fucking A. And someone wrote a book, Stay the Fucking Home? Okay, here we are. Where we at? Let's start back on the author. The author of Stay the Fuck at Home, Adam Mann's Batch, has a surname summoning to 155 with reverse simple English. As a reminder, the number 155 is where we started the chapter with the story of Nadia the tiger, living at the 155th location. Something that relates to this book cover, which is illustrated with the picture of the tiger. And for the record, the Detroit Tigers defeated the Kansas City Royals 5-4 on International Tiger Day on July 29th, 2020. All right. Moving on. Hold on. Oh, take a sip. Moving on, around the time of Samuel L. Jackson's late night bedtime story being read on Jimmy Kimmel's show with the tiger on the cover, Tiger King became the number one trending series on Netflix after debuting on March 20, 2020. Keep in mind The date, March 20, can be expressed as 3/20, like 320, corresponding with the Gematria of Roman Catholic Church, reminding us who the boss is. Adding to the riddle, the star of the show, Joe Exedatic, was born March 5th or 3/5, not unlike 3/5, the number representing Catholic and Pythagorean gematria. Adding further to the ritual, it was announced on May 4th that Nicolas Cage, born January 11th or 7/1, corresponding with the 71 value of Catholic, would play a part of Joe Exotic in a upcoming Tiger series to air on CBS, the network that uses the all-seeing eye for its logo. Yeah, CBS. I watch a lot of shows on CBS. I watch Big Brother. A lot of my reality TV shows, right? Well, not a lot of them. Just Big Brother right now on CBS and The Challenge. Because CBS is taking over. They're buying NWSL is on CBS as well. So they're buying. It's just like they're buying. All these big corporations are buying the little people and putting them on their platforms, and they're the one-stop shop. So you're gonna be tuned into their programming, right? And that's the whole point. So one thought, one how they want us to think, you'll be thinking how they want us to think, because they'll have control of the programs you listen to. They'll have those certain actors they listen to. But if you watch other people's commentary, you'll hear other people's thoughts and opinions and feelings of things. But if you listen to them over and over and over again, they'll continue to lie to you. I don't know when people are going to wake up to that, because I did. I mean, they tell you the truth and a lie at the same time. But majority, it's programming your subconscious subliminally. If you're not aware, right? If you're not aware. Because then it's like mockery when you listen to them. It's like they're mocking you, like, because you're aware of it. You're like, these motherfuckers are mocking us. Like, they're mocking them. They're mocking the sheeple. And the sheeple won't know. They think it's funny. But the people that are aware, they're like, what the fuck? Why are you even saying shit like that? You know what I'm saying? That's what. So, anyways, if you know, you know. I hope you know. You probably do know if you're tuning in to this book. Where are we at? Fuck. Oh yeah, moving on around the time. Okay. Yeah. That's why they have, especially in the commentators for sports. That's why we see the same sports commentators years after years after years. Like, they don't get replaced? No, because they're really good at rocking the people to sleep. They're really good at it. The people love them. Remember what we just read in the last chapter? If you what did he say in the not the last chapter, the last page? He said it says, thus if fitting for the Jesuit educated politician, talking about Andrew Cuomo, and sadly, it is showed that if you manipulate your own people, as Cuomo did in this Orwellian society we're living in, you can still be loved. You know what I'm saying? People really good manipulators. Our spirit's powerful, man. Our spirit, you know what I'm saying? We're powerful spirits. Powerful. You know what I'm saying? And powerful. They trick you up. They tricked us out of our power. How the fuck they did that? Shit. Fucking witchcraft. Rituals and spells. Programming our subconscious. Subliminally. Fucking A. You know what I'm saying? And then making us love them. Oh, fuck. All right, y'all. Let me get back. All right. Moving on around the time of Samuel L. Jackson's late night Moving on. Around the time of Samuel L. Jackson's late night bedtime story being read on Jimmy Kimmel's show. Oh, I just read that shit. Did I? Yeah, because we talked about Nicolas Cage. Oh yeah, we were on CBS. That's right. That's right. And I was telling you about CBS. I watch NWSLs on CBS. A lot of the soccer games are on CBS. Like they're buying, and then like I told you, Big Brother, which I like to watch Big Brother, because Big Brother is what they call is watching us, which we're watching them. Watch us. Watch them. Watch us. Watch them. And then the challenge. I like the challenge because I like physical activities, and it's pretty crazy the lies and deceit and manipulation people do on the challenge. So it's very interesting as well. And those two are like some of the longest running series ever. Big Brother and the Challenge, reality TV shows. Anyways, so that's what we were on, and CBS has the all-seeing eye as its logo, right? We see you, I see you as you see me, bitch. Anyways, so let's get back to air on CBS, the network that uses the all-seeing eye as its logo, right? All right. Adding insult to injury, Nicolas Cage was 56 years old at Nicolas Cage was 56 years old at the time of the announcement. That came on 119 on the 119th day of his age. As you know, all-seeing eye equates to 56 and 119. And at the same time, Society of Jesus sums to 56, or Vatican equates to 119. You could also say the announcement came 118 days after Cage's birthday, corresponding with with the reverse Pythagorean gematria of Joseph Allen Vogel. Is that his name? Vogel. Vogel. I guess that's his name. I don't know. Equating to 118. That is the birth name. Okay, that is the birth name of Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic. In variety story of the Nicolas Cage role, they emphasized American Vidal in their May 4th headline. The team behind the upcoming show, using simple English, their name also equates to 118, reminding us how perfectly these rituals are executed day after day. And for more familiar numbers, the name Joe Sherry School Sherry Vogel. What the fuck kind of name is that? Vogel. Um, Equates to 155 with simple English, the same as coronavirus, bringing us back to the ritual with Nadia at the 155 location, and on and to International Tiger Day, leaving 155 days left in the year. For a couple more familiar numbers, the name Joe Exotic sums to 47, whereas Joe Sherby Vogel equates to 74 with Pythagorean. Similar to how the zoo is located in Winewood, uh, Winewood, Winewood, Oklahoma, also equating to 74. It was for this reason Carolyn Baskin, equating to 47 with Pythagorean, a character from Tiger King, was given control of the zoo on June 1st, 2020, a date with 47 numerology. Never mind that Oklahoma alone equates to 76, the same as Tiger. And speaking of Carol Baskin, the Hollywood actress Tara Reid, or Rydell, these fucking names, bro. Sorry if I pronounce your fucked up. Excuse me. Sorry if I mispronounce y'all's names. I mean, I'm not really sorry. Anyways, she was born November 8th, 1975. A date written 11/8 was named to play the part of Carol Baskin on May 16th, 2020. It is an upcoming film about Tiger King. This was done on the 191st day of the year. Oh shit! This was done on the 191st day of Tara Reid's age, corresponding with Society of Jesus. Oh yeah, where we at? Corresponding with the Society of Jesus. Ah, there it is. Factoring in 191 is the 43rd prime. The surname Baskin equates to 43 with Pythagorean gematria, where Joe Exotic sums to 43 with Pythagorean. What makes this all more ritualistic is that at the same time in the news, another woman with a with a similar name, Tara Reedy, was accused. Oh, let me say this again. What makes this all more ritualistic is that at the same time in the news, another woman with a very similar name, Tara Reedy, was accusing a different Joe Biden. Oh my God. The presidential hopeful of sexual assault. As I pointed out on April 9, 2020, when Tara Reedy Fayday filed a police report. It was the 153rd day of the year. Oh shit. As I pointed out on April 9, 2020, when Tara Reedy filed a police report. It was the 153rd day of the Hollywood actress age. And this was curious because the accuser's full name, Alexandria Tara Reedy, equates to 153 with simple English, whereas Jesuit order equates to 153 with reverse simple. In light of the date, April 19th, in light of the date, April 9th, it can be written 9/4, like 94, reminding that Joe Biden is the Roman Catholic reminding that Joe Biden is of the Roman Catholic Church, equating to 94. To take it even further, Tara Reedy's accusation. What the fuck? To take it even further, Tara Reedy's accusal was on accusal was on March 25th, or 3/25, with the full name of Joe Biden, Joseph Robinetti Biden, equating to 3/25 with reverse simple English. For another story that relates on April 20, for another story that relates to for another story that relates on April 22nd, 2020, a date with a date with 46 numerology corresponding with virus. It was reported that two separate cats in two different parts of New York had tested positive for coronavirus. Personally, this reminded me of the November 21st, 2010 episode of The Simpsons, titled The Full Morty. In the episode, part of the plot involves something referred to as apocalypse meow, an epidemic impacting felines. What makes this all more interesting is that the Simpsons episode released on to make this all more interesting, that the Simpsons episode released on the 325th day of the year, reminding of the massive 325 ritual that took place during the time of the pandemic with the City of London Corporation, becoming all the richer on March 25th, or 3/5, or 3/25, while having existed for 325 years. Adding to the relevance of The Simpsons, in terms of coronavirus predictive programming, on May 6, 1993, or 5/6, they released the episode Marge in Change. Marge in Chains, yeah, about a viral outbreak of the Osaka flu that is spreaded by mailed packages. As we decode, keep in mind the writer of The Simpsons, Matthew Groening, Growing, Groening, Groening, studied at Evergreen College, just south of Seattle, where the first case of coronavirus was confirmed on on January 21st of or 1/21. I bring this up because Marge in Chains sums to 121 with simple English, and beyond that, the fir- the name reminds us of Alice in Chains, the Seattle baseland. Furthermore, don't overlook the release date of the episode, May 6th, that can be rewritten 5/6, similar to 5/6, the big coronavirus number, or that the year of the release, 93, reminding of Wuhan coronavirus equating to 93. I'll also note 1993 was when Sleepless in Seattle released, and in 2007, The Simpsons movie released, where Tom Hanks makes a cameo, and he puts himself in isolation, reminding us of his ritual after his March 11th coronavirus diagnosis. Coming back to the 93rd episode, the contents of the mailed package that begins the Osaka flu outbreaks is a juice loosener, equating to 151, the same as pandemic, and reminding us that the first case of coronavirus to arrive in Seattle was on the date uh coming back to the 93rd episode, or the 93 episode of the contents of the mailed package that begins the Osaka flu outbreak is a juice loosener, equating to 151, the same as pandemic, and reminding us that the first case of coronavirus to arrive in Seattle was on the date January 15th, or 15/1, before being confirmed on January 21st. Aside from the numbers, key details to keep track of are the key things to keep track of are that the flu is given an Asian name, and that it begins with mailed packages, reminding us of Amazon, the package mailing giant based out of Seattle. And for the record, the writer's full name, Matthew Abraham uh, Groening, has Gematria of 223 in the same cipher as novel coronavirus. His full name also equates to 119, and so does Springfield, the town his show is set in. Let us not forget the of this many relevance of that number, including the gematria of ancient mystery religions, where includes what we're discussing in this book. All right. For one last point, the term cats brings household pets and tigers together with reverse simple English, gematria of 65. This is similar to how pandemic equates to 65 with similar English, and how The Simpsons show about Osaka flu released on May 6th, a date that can be expressed as 6/5, not unlike 65. Thus, it made the creatures perfect for the encoded pandemic rituals that they became a part of in the monstrous lies that were being told in popular media by villains such as Anthony Fauci, Andrew Cuomo, Chris Cuomo, Gavin Newsom, Donald Trump, Deborah Burks, Bill Gates, and so on. And keep in mind, these are the same lies that will benefit Bill Gates and others when the vaccines come around. The man who participated in many 65 rituals we've uncovered. In the decades leading up to the coronavirus pandemic, including his decade of vaccines, summoning to 65. And to add to your 65 list, the detail from the Simpsons episode mentioned earlier, Apocalypse Meow, equates to 65 with reverse Pythagorean, the same as You're the Rat, that began July 25th, 2020, just days after the first confirmed case in the US. As we'll get to in the next chapter, the Chinese New Year was deemed Kunz's 201st day of being 74 years old, a ritual we learned about next chapter that was even more prophetic than anything we have discussed yet. And when I say prophetic, please realize I'm saying it with the understanding that this is all being contrived by the cabal, thus contrived prophecy. Okay. All right. All right. That is the end of chapter 13. Thank y'all for tuning in to your girl. I'm going to be reading chapter 14 right here soon. So give me about 5-10 minutes and I'll be right back. It's going to be a good one. I think this is a good title. It's being taken place in front of our eyes, right? So thank you everyone for tuning in to your girl Anita's Joint, #extendAJoint, where every day is payday, baby. If you're watching this, if you're watching the replay, I thank you for being a part of the Great Awakening and all of us, just learning the knowledge that we need to learn that's in front of our faces in any way, shape, or form to continue to, just be knowledgeable of ourselves and our surroundings and who plays certain roles to keep us divided. And also, I wanted to, I never read the Bible, but it has. I wanted just to show you because I put this on my website kind of as well, but the not flesh and blood. Okay, I'm gonna share with y'all real quick. It's Ephesians 6:7. I'm sorry. It's Ephesians. And of course, it's rewritten many things. It's or 6:12. It says, and there's so many versions of how you can say this. Oh shit! Can you see that? Can y'all see that? Yeah, I can see that. Cool. It says, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood." This is the New International Version. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this darkness of the. Hold on, that's a fuck. I don't like that. How they put that shit. They didn't rework. Okay, I like this one. King James Bible. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Right? And that's what we're fighting. We're fighting wicked spiritual beings in high places at this moment, every single day. Every single day. Every single day. We are fighting these demonic forces. And they got us out here fighting each other, right? Fighting our own family, fighting our neighbors. You know. And then I like what it says right here. Put on the full armor of God so that you can make your stand against the devil's schemes. And that's what we're doing. We're putting on our armor. They know who we are. They know who we are. If they're wicked spiritual principalities, and we know, shout out to Uriel, we know that they're able to track certain spirits that come into this realm. So they know who we are. So put on your armor. Make sure, just remind yourself you're never alone in this fight. I'm here with you. Your girl Anita Flying Highs with you. A lot of people is with us. Zach's with us. We got angels with us, demons with us. But make sure you put your armor on. And in any way, shape, or form you go about helping people wake up, your people next door to you, your people that, whoever, however you go about it, just know their whole plan is to divide us, right? And they got a lot of us divided based upon this 201 event simulation, right? But also, and so, I'm gonna end it right there. And I'll be back, okay, in a couple minutes. But thank y'all once again for tuning in to your girl. And I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.